Hi there and welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, my name is Monica, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by. So I know I've been gone for a long time, and in the beginning of the year when I made a video, I said this year I'm gonna try just to be more consistent, but life honestly happened, and I'll quickly explain myself and then we can get right on into this video. So I unexpectedly moved. So I've been planning to move this year, but I moved sooner than expected, so that happened. So I was, gearing up to move. I finally moved. I was trying to settle in, and then I dealt with internet issues here where all of the network providers here in South Africa, like none of them worked except for one, and my internet wasn't working at all. So I was trying to figure that out, and I finally found the problem. Could you believe that the walls of this place they're too thick? The walls are so thick, so the internet waves, not waves, rays, I don't even know the correct terminology, but basically because of the thick walls, the internet is giving me issues. So I'm still trying to sort that out, but in the meantime I managed to finesse and trick my way into having internet. And yeah, I dealt with that, for the last couple of weeks, and then I lost a friend, and yeah, my friend passed away, and I've also just been dealing and trying to process that. It's been quite difficult, not gonna lie. We were super close. This person was my best friend, my best friend. And yeah, I'm just trying to process and deal with that loss. The last 2 years were quite difficult for us as well, and yeah, it's been a lot. But she was ill, and I definitely know that she's in a much better place, at peace right now, and yeah, life sometimes just happens and it's just quite difficult. But yeah, I want to get into today's video. Thank you so much once again, and let's just get right on into this video. My hair looks crazy. So I wanted to talk to you guys about, just fix my hair, but I do want it to look a bit messy because that's the aesthetic that I'm going for. But today I wanted to chat to you guys about friendships, especially when leaving the Jehovah's Witness organization. It can be quite difficult to navigate friendships. What happens with the friends that you already have within the organization, and navigating the space of making new friends now, especially as an adult, because that is a job and a half on its own. Making friends as an adult is so difficult. We need a guidebook or something just to explain to us how do you make friends as an adult. But I want to chat to you guys just about how I navigated that space and how I'm dealing with friendships with people who are actually still Jehovah's Witnesses right now, and people who aren't Jehovah's Witnesses anymore. Who aren't Jehovah's Witnesses anymore, and then people who don't associate or who've never been JW. So basically we'll talk about 3 types of friends: friends that are still JWs, friends that have left, and friends that worldly people. So let's start with the difficult one, friends who are still JWs. That is such a difficult space to navigate. Honestly, so difficult, and it will definitely depend from person to person and scenario and situation. All of that will just depend on the person, honestly. But for me, what worked or what helped me is I really took the advice of a friend of mine who left with me right around the same time, and both of us just essentially faded. We just left. We didn't disassociate or anything. And what she said and what her mom said, because her mom also left, is we just need to shun these people before they shun us. Because let's be honest, a lot of these friends that we had were just friends with us because we were in the same congregation, in the same circuit, you know. So some of these people, we don't even share a genuine bond or a true connection. So people like that, I mean, what's the point? You know, you're going to leave, they're going to shun you. You might as well just shun them before they shun you. So I took that approach. I deleted like everyone from my phone, you know, deleted all their numbers, unfriended them on social media, unfollowed them. I like on Instagram that you can even have people, and you can even remove people from your followers list. So I did that, and I kept a few people still around because I was very comfortable with them and they were genuinely my friends. And you know, for a while that helps, and that's great, you know, especially easing you out of the organization. However, some people will still try to convince you to come back, and it might just mess with you mentally and might just be really difficult. So if you're dealing with something like that, where you have friends who are okay with you leaving, but yet at the same time remind you about Jehovah and if you should come back, you know, such people, honestly, you know, it is your choice. But for me, it just didn't work, and I stopped associating with them, you know. Before they shunned me, I like basically shunned them, and it was kind of painful, but it needed to be done for the sake of my mental health. And that's how I dealt with the first part of friends who are still JWs. I still have a friend who's a JW, and with her, I don't even know how we're still friends. I think it's just, she's super understanding, very understanding, and I'm quite honest and open about my life. She knows that I'm dating someone. She knows that I don't attend meetings per se, but I will say I don't really go into details about my life, and she actually doesn't go much into detail about the JW world. You know, we just talk about where we are in life. She's actually getting married, and we talk about that, relationships, men. And it's also just one of those friendships where we don't talk on a daily basis. Like, we just check in every few weeks, or you know, every few months. And for me, it's been going great. So that's how I've been navigating JW people, and yeah, it's been working for me. So when it comes to people who have left, that is a whole different ball game, and actually so comforting, because you can really connect with people now and just openly talk about your experiences within the organization, what you liked, what you didn't like. And it's so easy to make friends with people who have left the JW space, because you have a shared experience and you guys can just talk about it, you can connect on that, and that is just always so amazing. And I have a friend who I'm like super close with, because we both left at the same time, and I cherish that friendship so much, because of we've literally seen each other transition from being Jehovah's Witnesses into becoming our own people, and you know, finding our own paths in life, navigating religion, navigating relationships now with people who don't really associate as Jehovah's Witnesses, who don't even understand that world. And it has been so beautiful connecting with her and her sister. Actually, I don't know why I didn't mention her sister as well. So it's two people we left kind of at the same time. And you know what, I know I've been promising you guys, as soon as I really get time, I will have her on my channel, because her story is just so amazing on just how she and her whole family managed to leave the organization. But essentially, I've had such a great relationship with her, and I love it so much. And it's just been such an amazing process to live with someone and, you know, depend on each other. And it's so empowering as well, because of sometimes when you do something big or something monumental and you do it alone, it can be so lonely, it can be very scary. So to do it with someone has just, it really was amazing and so comforting. And yeah, we're still super close even today. And for me, it has really worked. But for some people, this might not work, you know. This approach might not work for you, because of constantly talking about the JW space could be triggering to you. And that is definitely okay, you know. Maybe you completely want to leave this world and just not engage with people from this space anymore and just live your life. Honestly, not about the JW space anymore, and that is so okay. And that leads me to the last part, or the last group of friends, where befriending people who aren't JWs, who don't even understand that world, is also so great. Because of sometimes, like, I'll just give a scenario where I remember I was in a shopping center and I saw this guy and this girl. They were a couple and they were JWs that I was actually super close with. Like, I was like close friends with their sister. And when I saw them, I was like, oh my gosh, these people, let me go say hi. And my boyfriend was like, because I was with my boyfriend, and he was like, oh, why do you want to go say hi? I'm like, no, I know them. But he's like, you've left that world. You're going to say hi to them. They're going to ask you, what are you up to? You're going to feel awkward now to explain your whereabouts and what you're getting up to, and you don't have to explain yourself to anyone. You've left that world. And it just clicked for me, and that is just a reminder for me that, you know what, having people who are not part of that world at all, who don't really know much about JWs, can be such great anchors as well, and just remind us of just how brainwashed we were, and just how you're under like a spell. Because I had no reason to say hi to that couple, honestly. Like, I'm not friends with you guys anymore. We don't talk anymore. Like, I don't want to explain to myself about where I am, what I've been up to, you know, and just make myself uncomfortable and just receive judgment from people for no reason. So having friends who are not part of the JW world are just so great. And it's also just funny and interesting sometimes to just sit with them and explain to them the stuff we went through. I remember talking to a friend who I met through work. Like, one thing about me, I will befriend someone at work and make them like super close. Like, we will form a great friendship. I just realized, like, all of my adult friends that I've made through, like, as an adult, I've made them through work. Like, for me, work is such a great place to make friends. I don't recommend it for everyone, definitely. Work is not a place to make friends, but for me it actually works out most of the time, especially toxic workplaces. That's where you make the best friends. But yeah, I met someone there, and I was just chatting to her about like the idea of living a double life, and she was like, what is a double life? And I was like, you are like a JW, or you're like in a church, and it's like a set of rules, and then there's other people who completely know you differently, or when you somewhere else, you like live a completely different life. You get up to like stuff that you're not supposed to be getting up to, and it just boggled her mind, and it was just so funny. And it just made me realize, like, oh my gosh, this is a bit ridiculous. Like, the lives we were living were actually so ridiculous. So like, navigating friendships can be so difficult, and just so many different things to consider, but they are the best anchor that we will have when dealing with leaving the Jehovah's Witness space, and, you know, navigating in the real world, and forming new relationships, new bonds, and, you know, new hobbies, following dreams, our goals. They will just be there to cheer us on, to support us, to be a shoulder to cry on, especially if you're dealing with being shunned by your own family, your old friends, relatives, you know. So friendships are quite great, and I hope on this journey of leaving the space, or you've left already, you're able to make genuine connections, make genuine friends, and help them, have them help you navigate life, but also help them, you know. Because as much as I hate the JW space, there are a few great qualities, you know, that we were able to learn through the horrible times we were there, and some of us still carry those qualities. For me, that love bombing people, it has really stuck with me, not going to lie. Like, I'm one of those people, I love accommodating new people and inviting them into my space, and I think that's what helps me make friends, you know. And yeah, what else? Planning my life, planning time. Because of growing up, like, we had to go to meetings and Sundays we'd have to wake up super early to attend meetings and stuff like that. It has really just pushed me to be a very punctual person. Like, time for me is super important. So yeah, I respect people's time. If you're like, we're meeting at this time, I always try to like keep to time. So I don't know if I learned that from the JW world or it's just who I am as a person, but basically there's like lots of qualities, or maybe just a few, that we can still use from our past lives and use them with our friends. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm just rambling at this point, and maybe there's nothing good we can learn from being Jehovah's Witnesses. But yeah, I'm just happy to be back to chat to you guys. I don't want to make promises anymore. Like, I'm still trying to get my life together, but I'm going to try to put out videos as consistently as possible. But yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you guys like my makeup. Like, I did go a bit hard for no reason, literally for no reason, because I'm just gonna wash my face right now. But yeah, it was so nice to talk to you guys. Thank you for stopping by. Bye.